That was a good run. That was a really good run. But I'm here to tell you a secret. Shh. Don't tell Nike. I think the GOrun 7 Plus is probably a better shoe than the Pegasus 37. Good morning. It's just after 5 a.m. and I am taking out the Skechers Performance GOrun 7 Plus for their debut run. And I'm super excited. I'm almost 2 miles into my run, and man, I can tell y'all, I like these shoes. I really do. I can already tell my feet are gonna be spoiled. Okay, let's go on with the run. Enjoy the video. Let's throw on some music. I'll get you the rest of my first impression thoughts and some stats on the shoe. We'll review it back at the house. Hey, before I get into my initial impressions, thoughts on the Skechers Performance GOrun 7 Plus, I want to remind you that you need to like and subscribe this video, especially if you want to see more content from me and comparisons between other shoes and other running things. Also, I want to apologize for the additional sound from the bugs that were going on outside as I give you my thoughts here in just a minute. I have the opportunity to take the Skechers GOrun 7 Plus out for my run this morning, and I loved it. I really enjoyed running in this shoe. Okay, first off, this is my initial impressions. It's not my full review. I fully anticipate getting to my full review very quickly in these shoes. I'd like to get at least 50 miles before I give you that full review and thoughts on how well the shoe performed, but I will give you my initial impressions on what I think of the shoe. For my run this morning, I ran 11 miles at a casual 7:17 per mile average pace. I was just going to what I felt like I wanted to run. No particular pace in mind. It ended up being a little quicker than I anticipated. And I blame that on the shoe. So first off, the 7 Plus is a slightly updated version from the previous GOrun 7. The biggest update was on the upper. I'll get into that in a minute. No real changes on the midsole or the outsole, with the exception that this time you are getting some Goodyear rubber. More on that in a minute. This shoe comes in at 7.7 ounces or 218 grams for a men's size 9, nice and lightweight. In women's size 7, that's a 6.3 ounce, 179 grams in the women's size 7. So overall, a very lightweight daily trainer. Starting with the upper of the shoe, you are getting a nice pull tab here on the rear with some reflector elements so you can be seen when it starts to get a little darker at night. You have a knit upper, which is very comfortable. I also really appreciated the additional comfort that they put into the shoe along the side of your ankle and along the back of where your Achilles heel is. There's some additional padding here in the shoe, and it just makes it feel nice and secure and comfortable around the hold of your ankle. There's also a little bit of reinforcement on the back of the shoe here to provide some rigidity. Not too much rigidity, but enough to secure your ankle in place. but you do have a little bit of forgiveness where your Achilles heel is going to reside on the back of that shoe. All in all, very impressed with the comfort along the back of the shoe. The tongue is lightly padded. Definitely shoes out there that have more padding, but the laces were comfortable. I did not feel any sort of pinching or discomfort or pressure points along the top of my foot, which I really liked. As far as arch support, it's got a little bit of arch support, nothing too extreme. So if you need a ton of arch support, this may not be the shoe for you. But overall, I think this will be great for the average foot. You have a little bit of room in the toe box, not too much where your foot feels like it's moving around too much, but enough to be comfortable, but also feel secure. Same goes with around the sides of your foot, your arch and the lateral side. It feels secure. Your foot's not feeling like it needs to move around at all. And again, it's very comfortable, somewhat soft of an upper. It's not too flexible of a material, meaning not too stretchy. And I think that would have been a detriment to the shoe if they had included a stretchy upper, knit upper. On to the midsole. You are getting, of course, that Hyper Burst midsole. This is a very lightweight, extremely responsive, and fairly robust midsole. I've really enjoyed it in my, here it is, Razor 3. Really enjoyed the midsole on that shoe. Continue to enjoy it on the 7 Plus. Of course, you're also getting the M Strike technology, as Skechers puts it, which really promotes that mid-foot foot strike. You get 25 millimeters of heel stack in the back. Of course, you get 21 in the millimeters of forefoot stack for a 4 millimeter drop. So not too much. Makes it pretty nice when you're wanting to take the run a little bit easier, stretch the calves out a little bit. But the midsole is light enough and definitely responsive enough that you can take the shoe out when you want to pick up the pace. The other thing that I really liked and noticed during my run is that it promotes a little bit of a toe off. It's got a little bit of that rocker. I can pick up the pace in this shoe, and it definitely promotes getting into the toes and pushing off, but not as extreme as the Razor 3 is. And that's good because this shoe is touted as more of a daily trainer and less as a tempo, race day type of shoe. Because of that, I feel fully confident that I can take this shoe out on my easy runs, my recovery runs, the runs where I just want to put in the miles and just enjoy myself. And if there happens to be a Strava segment or some section where I need to pick up the pace or want to pick up the pace because that's what the workout has defined, or I just feel like I want to go faster, I definitely feel like I can do that in this shoe, which is great. It makes it very universal. It's fairly flexible. It definitely promotes that neutral type of feeling. I mean, you can see I'm moving this around pretty easily. There's not a lot of stability built into the shoe. You can see on the outsole, your rubber is broken up into different sections, which definitely help promote that more natural type of foot movement. Onto the outsole, you are getting, as I mentioned earlier, the Goodyear rubber, and this rubber is placed in different pillars throughout the outsole of the shoe. It'll be interesting to see how well this holds up compared to an outsole that's got a full sheet of rubber on the bottom. As far as the grip, the Goodyear rubber, I am very pleased with it. I was surprised at how grippy it felt. My big concern for me personally is going to be right in this part of the shoe. That's where a lot of my wear occurs, is right here in the center of the front of my foot. So we'll see long-term review how the rubber holds up. But right now, I'm really happy with the rubber and have no real concerns with its durability. Although I think they could have beefed it up a little bit up front just to help it last longer. So you heard me at the beginning of the video say that I think this shoe is probably better than the Nike Pegasus 37, and here's why. They're both daily trainers, and while the drop on both of these is quite a bit different. You have a 10mm drop on the Pegasus 37 and a 4mm drop on the 7 Plus. The reason why I think the 7 Plus is a better daily trainer is because it is at least as comfortable as the Nike Pegasus 37, but this midsole is so much lighter than the Pegasus 37, and it is at least as responsive, if not more responsive, than the Nike counterpart. I really like the feel and the reactive, almost springy feel that the 7 Plus offers, or rather that the Hyperboost Burst midsole offers. Also just felt good, whether I was doing a little bit of a heel strike and then going through on my toes, or doing a midfoot or a forefoot strike. I even felt good as I was picking up the pace, as I was getting into the low 6-minute pace on my run this morning. The shoe just felt natural on my foot. I didn't feel like I had to compete with the shoe, but rather that it was really part of my foot. So overall, very comfortable shoe, very nice around the heel, comfortable hold, midsole, responsive, flexible to let your foot move naturally, great outsole grip, and a wonderful shoe that I would recommend, and I am going to continue to run in this and put in the miles because of how much I enjoyed doing so. So that is my review. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, and let me know down in the comments if you want me to do a full review video comparing the Pegasus 37 and the Skechers GOrun 7 Plus. I highly recommend this shoe, and I look forward to putting many more miles into this shoe. If you have questions, let me know down in the comments, and again, please like and subscribe so that you can be notified when I upload new content, additional shoe review videos, comparisons, cool places that I like to go running or explore, or whatever other running related things that might show up on the feed there. I will talk to you later. Bye.